Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. Tonight's nightcap, I'll be doing some more work on that copper boiler. A little bit of serious heat involved. We're actually doing some silver soldering. I show quite a bit of that. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'd put a video of my wife Deborah building a model, or a scale model, gas turbine. She really enjoyed doing it. She made a good job of the video. Well, I edited it, but she made a good job of building the engine. So much so I bought her some small tools. Another company called SNNC has been in touch, and they do model steam engines, like working models made out of brass and copper and proper run on steam. And they're sending me out a little boiler with a single cylinder slide valve engine on, like a marine engine, and Deb's going to build that kit, so I'm looking forward to her getting involved with that. Like, once the wife gets involved in your hobby, it's kind of happy wife, happy life sort of style, you know. You can't go far wrong. I haven't done a great deal in the workshop this week. I've spent quite a bit of time in the other shed up the garden where I have all the welding gear. I've had a serious leak in the roof. It was wet a couple of months ago and I kind of ignored it, and it's pissing in. So I spent a bit of time up there sort of trying to stem the flow of water in there. Patching it up, and in the summer naturally it's going to be a new roof, but just not yet. I've had a few people asking about these things, the double boost caps. Will I be doing them again? Yep, I'll be doing double boost caps and the piss wobbly caps. I've got 2 now. I'll get some done, get some embroidered, put a link on eBay, and I'll put the link on here if anybody's interested in buying a one for Christmas for their partner or their dad or whatever. They did sell really well last year, and obviously any money I make, not a great lot, does go back into the channel to make more and better videos. I've already drilled one hole in the boiler shell for the boiler water side glass of water gauge. I did this out the camera run because it's an expensive bit of pipe, and I wanted to make sure I got it right. I wanted full concentration. I've marked where the other hole is going to go. I'll show you how I set this up to make sure it was lying nice and level, and then we'll drill the other hole. And then basically I'm going to solder these in to see how much heat it actually takes, and to see what sort of penetration I get on the silver solder joint. I might do the other ones as well, I'm not sure, but at the minute I think I might just solder these 2 in, like as a little experiment, and then go from there. So I'll show you exactly how I set the tube up to make sure it's lying nice and square and level. I've got a nice clamp on each end of the tube, and the tube is lying in the central T-slot. Make sure it's in the middle. First thing is to put a steel rule across it like that, with a point on it, in this case a centre drill. The first indicator is that the steel rule is lying level. In this case it is. Then I'm going to measure from the milling machine table, and that's 15.5 millimeters. And this side here is also 15.5 millimeters. So know that tube is square, or at least it's square enough for what we've got to do to it. So I can carry on and drill the other hole. Right, so I've worked out distances, and that's where I want the boss for the second fitting. This is the top of the boiler, that's the bottom. Water level will be in the centre of there somewhere. It's got a reasonable hole in here. Right. Ruler's still lying nice and level, so I'm happy at that. I found this tapered milling cutter and my box of associated cutters, and it did the job quite nicely. I've got various hole cutters, and none of them are really out of the job of cutting copper plate as thick as this. I'm using WD-40 as a lubricant. It's a bit piss wobbly, that. It certainly wasn't piss wobbly. It's better. And that's going through there like the proverbial nice through butter. Just takes it out to about 17 mil. Round to travel on the quill. Next I had a 17mm milling cutter. It was blunt, I sharpened it, just hand sharpened it. Right, so that's now out to 17mm. We need 18, not quite. I've got an 18mm milling cutter, which was also a blunt. Nice and gently, want to get the job done. I will try the gauge in. Of course, the inevitable happened. I knew it would happen. What have I done? That's the bottom one. This is the top one. Goes in there again, that goes in there like that. And of course I broke the glass, I dropped the bastard thing. I knew it would happen. Had to happen. Anyway, I won't have a new bit of glass for it. But yeah, that's how it goes basically. Except that will be lying nice and straight if it wasn't for the broken glass. Bastard thing. It's not cheap neither. Right, that's how it's going to go. I'm probably going to lag the boiler with some nice hardwood, I would think, and it's all adjustable so I can put them any way I want. I think I'll see we'll get a piece of steel on those bushes to hold it all nice and thrown in line, then we can solder them in. That looks quite nice. Really is a nice gauge glass, very well made. Really happy with it. I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment just to make sure I can get enough heat up to do the silver solder on this boiler. I'm going to silver solder these two bottles in. These are for the water gauge. I've got a bit of key steel there I'm going to lie on top just to make sure that they're lying nice and level. The secret, or one of the secrets to silver soldering, is you need plenty of heat and things have got to be clean. The way I'm going to clean that, in fact I've already cleaned it, I'm going to use a stainless steel wire wheel, what they call a pipeliner wheel. Right, so that really is clean. Next I'm going to put some silver soldering flux paste on the job. This is what they call easy flow flux. It's designed specifically for silver soldering. The bushes have got some on as well. What I do with this, or at least my friend Bob does, there's a big nut inside there so you can keep shaking it up just to keep the flux in suspension. And that is the flux I'm using. I'm doing the soldering on my plasma table because I've got an extractor fan next to it, and the solder I'm using is the old-fashioned stuff which has got nickel in it, and the fumes aren't very good for you, but the solder really is excellent stuff. Like I say, everything nice and clean. I've got gloves on because the flux of it gets in the cut. Christ, it hurts. Right, so I'm fairly happy with that. Fly that on there. Like I say, that's going to keep them on an even plane that way. As far as heating goes, I'm going to use an oxypropane cutting torch with what they call a pepper pot nozzle on the end. You get a colossal amount of heat up with these. I'm pretty confident be more than enough to solder this boiler up. We'll get the extractor fan on first. Right, that's the fan running now. Copper pulls the heat away with a ridiculous pace. This is looking inside the pipe. I'm not sure how well the camera will pick this up, but that silver solder was pulled all the way through. That's like what they would call a proper job.
Better? I forgot which one was next to the tail. Right, got you your little diddler.
once again, just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and yes, I am going to bang on about mental health, because people, I don't know what it is with blokes, they won't look after themselves, especially mental health, because there's like a stigma about it. You really do need to go and get help if you have a problem. You've got to speak to somebody. The only other sort of alternative, it doesn't bear thinking about. It really is important. Right, that's enough waffling on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.